hopefully have extra pages in the book in case. Okay. Are you recording that?
Yes, I am.
Okay. That just popped up on my screen. Okay. We are, let's see, barely there. So I'm going to speed through this. And if you have any questions right now, go ahead and type them in for Candace, because it's going to be very important once they get to this little heart.
Feel free to type them in if you want. If you want to just ask the question yourself, just unmute your microphone and just ask away.
I was going to ask, was it Linda? Linda, you've done one. What kind of folding have you done? What method did you use? Oh, technology.
I didn't, my thumb wasn't warm enough. I did something similar to what you were doing. I didn't use the numbers. Somebody had a pattern for us to use, and it was a shape I'm not even sure I know the name of. This was quite a while ago. It was more like a turned around square, not really a diamond.
Okay. And was it a stripe pattern like this?
Yes, yes.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. But I've seen such intricate other book foldings done. I'm just fascinated by it. All the mental.
Right. So this one is, it does not do any cutting, right? So this is strictly folding your pages, and there's a limit to how much detail you can have when you're doing a pattern without any cutting. I think the most, let me see if I have an example. I have this, the pause, right? Let me see, there you go. And that's a fairly simple pattern as well. I have, you can see I'm looking at my picture here. Can you read that? Okay. You can pretty much turn anything into a folded book pattern. This one is also purely folded, no cutting involved. Now, you can get a lot more detail if you start and a crisper image if you start cutting, because instead of one page per stripe, if you get to areas where the stripe, like this stripe right here, is cut in two, is split, in a folded only, you're going to fold only one section, go to the next page, fold the bottom section, next page, fold the top section. And when you're cutting, you can fold every single piece of the pattern. So you get a little more detail, like that. Or let's see, you can decipher what this is.
Flag.
Yes, and in the shape of, there's another.
The US.
Yeah, the US map and flag both together. So yeah, you can get a lot more detail if you're cutting the pages, and these These are, if you see close up, they're actually cut out. You would mark the pattern exactly the same as, you can use the same pattern for both. You mark every single line, every single tick mark, and then just cut and fold. And my website has a video showing how to use the stripe pattern to do the cut and fold method. Okay, I'm gonna keep going here. I'm gonna make a mistake on purpose here. I'm gonna go up here and just fold something way out of whack. Okay, it's not matching the pattern. Let's say I did that, but I did mark the stripe on that one. And then I just keep folding according to the pattern. And then I'm checking my work and I see that one of these pages is off. Can you tell? One of those folds is way off right there. I guess you can't because, well, how are you going to go back and fold it if you folded half of the pattern already? You don't have something hard behind that one fold. I would take a piece of cardboard and use the back of this book. Open up that page that I made a mistake on and use that hard surface to correct that mistake. Once a paper is folded, as you know, it has memory. So it's hard to, if you're a teeny bit off, it's going to be really hard to fix a mistake. If you're a lot off, it's much easier. So I'm that. Okay, so that's one way to fix a mistake. You guys want me to skip to the hard part? Well, I've just got a few folds here. Hang on. So suppose you have a pattern that uses 320 pages and your book has 426 pages. That's exactly 1/3 extra. You have the option of either taking that 106 extra pages, dividing it in two, start at page 53 and fold normally, or you can do three folds and then skip a page, 3 folds, skip a page. And what that does is give you this kind of a look. Okay. Where the pattern is just nicely hidden within the front of the book. You don't have that, the sculpted edge like this one. Instead, it is just very subtle. Okay, that's an option if you have extra pages. You just have to know how to divide the extra pages into how many pages in your fold to know, is it 2 pages and skip 1, 4 folds and skip 1. So there's that option. Now I was talking and I don't remember if I marked the last stripe that I did. So I'm going back and I did indeed mark it. I'm going on to the next one. People have asked me, well, this stripe, has a beginning and at the very beginning and an end. Do you pick, where do you put your tick mark? I just say, just be consistent. If you're going to put it in the very center of the stripe, be consistent all the way through your pattern. If you're going to put it at the beginning of the stripe, be consistent. At the end of the stripe, be consistent. Because if your stripe is really fat, it's going to have variation at the top and the bottom. It also helps that I have sharp nails because I can get that when oops, I didn't mark it. It can be dangerous. If you don't mark your stripes, you are going to run out of pages before the pattern is done. So you're going to be going over the same stripe. See, my nail, having a sharp nail, I can get that page fold right at the top of the stripe that I'm folding. So folding is just really, unless it's a solid heart, where you're just going to fold top and bottom all the way through, you're going to be skipping pieces of the pattern. So you are going to end up just creating the illusion that every single piece of the pattern has been folded when it actually hasn't. Again. Hold me accountable if you see me skipping, not marking one of my stripes. Where are y'all from? Everybody from Bangor? Bangor. Betty? Bangor?
Just outside, Holden.
Just outside, okay. So you have all used the Bangor Library?
Yes.
Okay.
We had Linda's in Brooksville and her connection is a little bit unstable.
Oh, coming and going?
Yep.
Okay. She can look back at the YouTube, right? Will it be there? Will the YouTube be there afterwards?
I'm actually going to end up putting the recording on YouTube.
Okay. So it will be available if they want to, check it out.
Yes.
If you didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing here. Okay, so now I'm very close to this open piece. And here is where the illusion starts to be created. This is the last full stripe from top to bottom. I have marked that. And now I have a piece of a stripe. Okay, so if you're right here, There's white that goes all the way down, but it's cut right here by this open heart. I'm only going to fold the top part right here. So I would mark the top and the bottom of that piece of stripe. Okay, went from here to here. Those are the two that I marked. And I'm going to fold that up to that tick mark. And the bottom goes up to that tick mark. Okay, got that? If it's a piece of stripe. Now the bottom part of this same stripe, I'm just going to ignore. I will mark that piece as folded. And I go to the next black stripe. I'm going to do the bottom part. I'm going to mark the bottom. Right there, right there. And fold the bottom part. And then I mark right where I actually folded it, down at the bottom. Okay, so the markings are looking like this now. You're starting to mark the bottom piece and the top piece. Next stripe, I'm moving, so I did white top, black bottom. I'm going to the next white stripe. And I'm going to mark the top and fold the top. And mark that white piece as done. And I'm going to move forward. So this one's white. I'm going to go down to the black. Keep getting notifications popping up on my computer and I can't see you. So hang on. Okay. Let's see if you can see here. I have. So you're getting that kind of result here. Top, bottom, top. The next one. Put it in until you find the black stripe, which is next. It's going to be the bottom one. Mark the bottom one. Okay. There's your marking so far. And this is, it's easier to keep track at this point because I only have the stripes cut in two. So it's going to be black, white, or white, black, white, black, white, black, all the way through, which is easy to remember. That's not going to be the case if you have, say I have another circle up here. Then I would have a piece, and a piece, a piece, and a piece, right? It's not going to be black, white, black, white. It's going to be white, black, white, black, white, black, white, black, white. Clear as mud? Okay, I am now on white, which is the top piece. And my shortcut is just looking. If I have a really good light and really strong glasses, I can do away with making the tick marks and just use my nail to line it up exactly with the top and bottom of the stripe. and mark that one off. I'm going to do a few more so you can start seeing the illusion in 3D. Up and bottom. And then there, I actually folded the wrong one. No, I didn't. There we go. Black. Okay, let me see if you can start to see a little bit of a cutout there. You see that? The beginnings of the other heart are starting to show up. So basically, that is the method for folding using the stripe patterns. You guys have any questions? There are these patterns are available on. Is that link still available, Candace?
The heart is available right now. I'm going to put links to the other two patterns you've provided on our summer reading program webpage.
Okay. Okay.
They'll be available after today.
And those are, there's a leaf, right? A leaf, and I don't remember what the other one was. It can get really tiring to do it sitting down. I tend to switch between sitting down at a table and just getting up to a higher counter, like the kitchen island, where I can stand and work, because it just can get, your neck can get tied up in knots. Another trick that might be helpful, which I learned from one of my students one time, is to get this out of the way. You say you're over here and this book is starting to flop forward and you're trying to fold and it's pushing against your work. Just take a big clip and clip the book, the part that you've already done. That way it's out of the way and you can continue to fold without that interference. Any questions? Let me see. Okay, I think I had how to, what if you forgot to mark a stripe? Just go back and look at, sorry. Let's say you forgot like 3 folds and it's really obvious in the pattern. I have taken a couple pages from the back if I had extra pages and just cut those out, stick it in between where you forgot to fold, and use your pattern, mark those and fold it, and just glue them in there so it doesn't interrupt the pattern. So there's ways of fudging if you make mistakes, but just practice usually is what helps you to just get a hang of it, get a handle of it, and not make mistakes to start with. I made a lot when I was starting out. Want to see some more examples of the ones that I've done? I know I haven't put all of the ones in my book even. Here's the book. I don't know if you've all seen the book, but there's a book that the library has. You can check that out. And the back of the book has actual patterns that
You
can
put it,
copy.
could you put it down flat?
Yeah, just put it down on the copy machine and copy it, and it's got this. Be sure you get the stripe copied, because that's going to be important for getting that pattern straight. So there are, I think, 10 patterns in the book. This was my first version. It doesn't have as many patterns. You grab a couple more.
Marta, are you going to, I'm going to unpin this if we're done folding so that we can just put it on speaker view.
Sure. Sure. Okay. I'll just show them on speaker view like that. Okay. Can you tell what that one says? The lighting, let me see.
That's the home one.
Yep. That's home. Okay. There was an event in 2017, and I made this to commemorate the event. Guess what it was?
The eclipse.
Yes, the eclipse. I do custom patterns all the time for people, mostly dates, like wedding dates, names. And this was a logo from a local clothing store. I don't know if you can tell what that is.
A buffalo?
Let me see, here's the top. That's the head right here. It's actually a crow
Yeah, I was gonna say it's crow.
on a branch. Okay. Now this one is one of the patterns in the book. Pretty obvious, huh? Christmas tree. Okay. And on my website, I have, okay, here's just for fun. Okay. And the way I did this is I took a sheet that was just striped, completely striped, right? And I drew lines, horizontal lines from top to bottom. And then I just, where the line intersected with the stripe, I folded a point. So you get that kind of pattern. And on my website, I have several free downloads of striped sheets. And you can play around, make your own design, you know, do a curve and just fold to the point, and it, you know, comes out, what do you call it? Abstract design. Okay, any questions? I think I'm done explaining how to use a stripe pattern for a book. Was that fairly clear? Did it make
Yes,
sense?
it
Okay,
did.
I have a question.
yeah.
When do you use the cut designs?
You can use any pattern with the cut designs. What I would, for example, on this one, I would do, you can say mark the whole book and then fold it, and then this part that's marked, you would cut about maybe half an inch into the book on those tick marks. So let me just do an example here. Okay. Get that pattern again. Bottom one. So I'm at the, now I'm not concerned about top or bottom. I'm just gonna mark out. Let's say all of these, right?
Mhm.
Every single piece of the stripe is gonna be marked. Next one, you would mark again, every piece. You can already see, since every stripe, I'm using every piece, you're gonna have more detail. It's kind of like there's more pixels
Okay. Yeah.
in a picture, right? Top, top, top. And then, since I only want to cut out to do this heart as a cut,
Mhm.
I'll take those pieces, those little tick marks, go through your book. And just cut those. And you can vary how deep you want to cut them. And then you're going to fold the top as you would and then the bottom. But this piece, you're going to fold.
Ah, okay.
Okay?
Yep.
And it doesn't have to be exactly straight. So top, bottom of the heart, and fold this piece back. And I'll show the result of that. Okay. So you start to get there. It's a deeper. It's just going to pop a lot more if you do it that way.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Like this one here, I did a combination of, instead of folding to the top of the letter, I made a line at the top and did that. Here you go. There. That triangular fold to that line at the top of Be Kind. Actually, see the bottom I didn't. The bottom is,
Regular, yeah.
yeah, just flush with the bottom of the book, but the top one is not flush with the top of the book. So just, all kinds of variations. Anything else? Cut and fold and regular fold, standard fold, I call it. Hope you experiment and come up with something that you can display at the library.
Absolutely. Be fun and, in the fall.
Yeah.
To bring everybody in and our successes and our failures and see what we've done and what we've made.
Right.
And have a grand time. Anybody else have any comment? You don't have to ask a question. You can just have something that you'd like to say.
Okay, my question is, if you were to write your memoir today, what would be your life's greatest work?
don't know about that.
Actually getting through the 320 pages of a folded book.
Wait till you get to, I had somebody ask for a custom pattern. They said, the number of pages doesn't matter. The more, the better. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I know. I've done that. You can see it, the flag. I will never repeat. And the only reason I did that flag is because I published that book and I decided I had to show how to do the cut and fold pattern, but it is so time consuming.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
The drawback of the cut and fold is like every single piece. There are some pieces, some little pieces that are like a micron big. They're like an eyelash, and you still have to fold that back. So it's just very time consuming. But you know, it's a showstopper.
Good. I
Okay,
can't
well,
wait to start.
Yeah, one of the things I do want to mention, and the translation from Zoom to YouTube did not show the pin. So what I'm going to do is leave Marta's description that's on YouTube now, and I'm going to add the recorded version from Zoom for the detail that shows actually how to do the folds.
Okay.
So, and I will make a note about what that is all about. But I really thank you, Marta, for attending. It was great. It was very inspiring. And thank you all for attending. And
Yeah, thank you. This is my first Zoom class, so it was
great. It was
practice.
wonderful. Yeah. You can practice on us anytime.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. I have one new message. It says here. Thank you. That's what it says. Trish
Thank
Hayes
you.
says thank you.
You're very welcome.
And I will see you all soon here at the Bangor Public Library. And Betty, I'll see you on Tuesday.
All right.
All right,
See you
bye.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.